Guys, I bought new drums and they're here. I'm excited. I want to talk about it. Hurry up, roll the thing. So a couple months ago, I ordered a brand new custom-made drum set from C&C Drums, and I'm really excited about this because the last time I ordered a brand new drum kit for myself was in 2015, and it's the C&C Playdate 2 that you've seen in all my YouTube videos over the last couple of years. We call that drum kit Blondie because of its blonde maple finish, and I love it. It's served me so well over the last almost decade, but I bought it at a time where I was mainly working with a lot of like singer-songwriters, indie pop artists, all that kind of like lighter hitting sort of music. But after I naturally gravitated out of that line of work and more into like the heavy hardcore punk stuff that I usually work in, I kind of found that the kit, it wasn't really designed to take that kind of beating. It sounded great and it could absolutely work in those environments, but it just took a little bit more work. So over the last couple of years, I've just kind of been making notes about things that I would want to change or upgrade about the kit for the next time I buy a drum set. Well, today's the day. So let me walk you through my brand new C&C custom drum set. Now this kit actually arrived to me at the perfect possible moment. My band Life Pilot was due to record a music video at the Glenside Asylum for the Criminally Insane, which is this really cool old historic building that we have here in Adelaide, South Australia. And I was really hoping that I'd have the new drum kit to show off in this video. And as luck would have it, the night before the shoot, boom, 2 boxes arrive on my doorstep. So I spent the morning unpacking the drums, getting them all set up, putting the heads on and just getting them ready so I could take a photo to show everyone my new drums, and then promptly take all of the drum heads off and put silent mesh drum heads on and tape up my cymbals so I could use it on the music video and subsequently not hear what it actually sounded like. But I'm glad it made it here in time for the video. So make sure you go follow my band Life Pilot so when that video releases, you can see the first time I got to play this drum set in a really cool old mental asylum that's filled with ghosts. Like, that's pretty rad. So let me tell you about the specs of this kit and why I chose what I chose. I started with a Gladstone kit because I love the Gladstone kits. To me, they're like quintessentially C&C. I've used them a bunch on tour as backline kits, and every time I hire one, I just go away from it thinking like, man, this is such a great kit. Why don't I have one of these? So we started there and I modified the sizes slightly. I kept the 12x8 rack tom and the 14x14 floor tom. I modified the 16x15 floor tom that they usually come with just to be a regular 16x16. I also changed the length of the kick drum. I modified it from what would otherwise be a 14-inch deep kick on a 22, but went with a 22x16. I just wanted to lean more into that slightly more modern sizing. Now, one of the main things I want to achieve with this kit was actually in regards to the hardware. The hardware on the Playdates is lightweight by design. The trade-off is that those long tension rods, they kind of wiggle loose after a while. I just wanted a kit that could be tuned a little lower and have a little bit more of a punchy focus tone and not detune all the time. So the first thing that I made sure I chose was some single-ended lugs, right? We have 2 rows of lugs like a regular drum kit, and that's great. That'll help the tuning. The next thing that I made sure I chose was heavy-duty bass drum spurs. The gull wing spurs on the Playdate that I have, they are fine, but I wanted something that was a little bit more heavy-duty and could just handle me literally jumping on these drums. And the last modification I made to the hardware was actually in regards to the hoops. I opted for die-cast hoops instead of the regular triple flange. And this really was like an 11th hour curveball that I threw the team, but you know, to their credit, they rolled with the punch and they found these hoops, and I think it was exactly the right call, and I'm really glad that we did it. Now, the finish that I chose ended up being a mix of different wraps. The wrap finish was something I knew I wanted because my last kit, while beautiful with its raw maple finish, was terrifying to take to gigs. I just ended up actually not taking it out sometimes and opting for cheaper, crappier gigging kits that I wasn't concerned about. And I didn't want that for this kit. If I'm gonna spend all this money and buy this awesome custom dream kit, I wanna actually go and use it and not be so afraid of marking it up a little bit. And with a wrap finish, if the wrap gets messed up, you can just put new wrap on it. And we started with a base of black glass glitter. I thought this was a really cool finish, but I wanted to elevate it somehow. And I love the idea of like a little white center stripe inlay. But it wasn't until Jared at C&C Australia actually suggested white abalone. And they sent me a couple swatches to check out, and I was like blown away. I thought it was really cool and really unique. So we went with it. And I'm so glad we did, because I think it looks really, really pretty, really beautiful, and it contrasts really nicely against the wrap. And the last custom tweak we made was actually in regards to the hardware. I wanted this kit to just have a little bit of a throwback to that custom era, but I didn't want it to be tacky. I didn't want to have like powder coated black hardware or something. I wanted it to have that like classy metallic sheen to it. So black nickel was what I was after. And as luck would have it, someone else actually ordered a kit around the same time looking for black nickel hardware. So the guys at C&C ended up finding a place that could anodize the hardware for us, and it came back looking great. And the coolest part to me was the fact that they actually went to the effort of even anodizing the tension rods and the floor tom legs, and like a little thing like swapping the badges that are usually silver on a Gladstone kit to a black badge just to match the whole aesthetic. I thought it was really cool. So that's enough talking about it. Let's hear what this sounds like. Now, it's all well and good to hear these drums in isolation. They do sound great, but what about on some music? That is, after all, the whole reason that I bought the kit. So I reached out to my buddy and fellow Eli Reardon, who is an amazing guitar player and songwriter here in Adelaide, and he sent me this incredibly cool Fleshwater inspired track. So check it out, make sure you follow him. Enjoy. I couldn't have picked a more fun song to play to as the first track I got to record this new drum kit with. Like, that was so much fun. So thank you so much to Eli Reardon for sending me that. Really, really cool of him to do so. Please go and check him out. Follow him on all his socials, go and like all his posts and tell him he's rad. Also, huge shout out to Declan White, who not only mixed all of the amazing audio on this video, but also built the incredible bell bronze snare that I used in it. So if you like that, check him out, check out Custworth Drums, hit him up for a mix. He's a cool guy. So I've been playing this drum kit for about a week at this point and I love it. There's no other way to describe it. I love it. It defied all my expectations. It looks beautiful. It sounds great. It functions really well. It feels strong and sturdy, and I'm not that afraid to take it out and get it dinged up. It's exactly what I wanted. And the team at C&C, both in Missouri and here in Australia, like, did such an amazing job bringing this reality to life. They were calling it the Rolls-Royce Phantom of the C&C factory, which I think is kind of funny, which brings me to my last point. We need a nickname. The last kit was called Blondie. I want to know what you guys think we should call this one. So leave it in the comments, give me some cool suggestions, and maybe I'll go with one of them. Also, if you would like to get the sound of these drums on your music, shoot me an email. I'm available for session work. I can't wait to get these drums recorded on as many pieces of music as I possibly can. Otherwise, follow me on Patreon, follow me on Instagram, hit the like button, hit the comment button, share the video around, tell your dad I said hello. Till next time.